Welcome back to the channel. It is the 9th of the month now for the riding challenge, anyone keeping up with that. But today, we're going to talk about where I work, Buell Motorcycles. So this here, this is sub-assemblies, and then this is powertrain. So powertrain being the engine motor that we're putting into our bike, the 1190cc engine. I'm going to show you this one that's being built up. So this would be a single cylinder version, but just to show you guys one at the end of the line, this is where we will end up when you reach the end of the assembly line. So we'll at least start off with a finished engine. We are in PTR training mode. For those not in manufacturing, PTR meaning production trial run. But this is the engine when it is finished. So, with that said, we're going to go back to the beginning. Because when you don't know where to start, you always go back to the beginning. So, we've split each station up depending on where in the build you're at. So we'll start in the sub-assembly area. So these are going to be your cylinder heads, your cam towers, and then there's a couple covers, side covers, clutch cover, stator cover. They get built up here before the line starts. So these are raw cylinder heads. These would be cam towers. Basically, it's our overhead cam assembly. That's what we're calling them. And then this is a partially built cylinder head that I'm working on, fully built sub-assembly. So you start here and you build your sub-assemblies up first, so that way when you get to the line and you get to those stations, you're not spending all that time building it on the line right then and there. So it will speed up the main line when we do some pre-work over here. So we start here and we take one side of the engine case. They come in like that. I can kind of show you here. That's the left side of the engine, right side of the engine. That's when they had to get torn down. We're going through some new suppliers, some new machinists, and we're just looking at things that have gone right and wrong during the build. That's what a PTR build will help you do, is it's making sure that all your new suppliers, old suppliers, and all that thing, all those things together work with a production process, with a production operator. So we do the left side here. So I apologize, I don't have everything laid out. We're working. So left side, hydraulic press for pressing bearings. Then we do the right side. They're very similar. That's when you get to building up first your con rod assembly, so attaching rods to a crankshaft. That's one that's got to go to quarantine. Don't worry about that guy. And then you start building up each head. We start with the rear, so you build it up one at a time. Then you move over to the front, build that one up. These are your sub-assemblies. So that's that cylinder head, and these are your cam towers that you've built up as sub-assembly. So we do the rear head, and then we do the front head. This guy's about to get rear head built up here. So this is kind of what it looks like after you put the crankcases together. Kind of neat. So then once both heads are built up, kind of like this engine here, this one's actually fairly complete. I think we put this one here just for appearances. We had a little bit of a tour last week, but basically you come in and you do timing. So we actually come in and we make sure that the intake and the exhaust cam are opening and closing at the proper times compared to the crankshaft itself. That way you're getting all the performance, you're getting all the designed performance, I guess that's the best word for it, all the design performance out of the cams, out of the engine, The 1190cc engine was partially developed with Porsche with EBR. So there's some trick things in the cams to introduce some swirl in the engine. But after timing, essentially what we're doing is we're putting on all the side covers of the engine. We're doing some testing of this guy. So after timing, we're putting on stator cover, build up the clutch cover, water pump cover, and all that stuff. And then we do a spin test at the very end of the line. And that basically just gives us compression numbers, a few other numbers, for us to basically say if the engine is healthy or not, or healthy enough to move on to the chassis assembly. So tomorrow, for the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Super Cruiser line. You can kind of see things going on in the background there. That's also in PTR right now. So we'll also visit the Legacy line, which is where we build up the Hammerhead and the SX bikes currently. So I wanted to bring you on a very raw, behind-the-scenes tour of our powertrain line here at Buell Motorcycles. And over the next couple days, I'm going to show you the rest of our production floor. So these are some SX and some Hammerheads. I believe they're just waiting on a couple parts, and then they will get finished up. So we have some finished bikes over here awaiting body work, a couple bikes about ready to go to the customer. So thanks for being here. I will update mileage when I get home for the evening. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to explain anything more with the engine, let me know below. I can do that. I'm going to try to get a little bit of build time lapse as well, but I am working through some other things right now, and I'll get to that. So we'll see you in the garage. All right, we're home. We avoided the rain, because let me tell you, you can pull up a radar on the CarPlay adapter. Next level business. Okay, 1,100 miles. Oh, sorry. For the challenge, we're at 29,753 total on the odometer. Thanks, y'all. See you tomorrow.